tuning in and rocking with us for another edition of the Morning Breeze, man. Always rocking with you guys, as always, man. Outside of me, I got my guy, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, in the building.
That's right. Still on a 4-game high, ladies and gentlemen. Can't take my high away. I don't care how much people want to complain about something, anything. Just so much complaining. After the 4th win of the season in a row, Breeze Nation, what's good? Boy, Pat the Designer back at it again. We got a lot to get into on today's episode as Jordan JC joining us here. Oh, a lot closer to the camera today. A little zoomed in on that one. Whoa, don't mind me. I'm sinking because my chair can't take it anymore. You know what I mean? I have a piece of equipment on the way to fix that. No, they don't make office chairs for you to jump around and watch sporting events in. You know what I mean? So like, when I'm like, hey, let's go! Oh, we're sinking. Oh god, I'm a little lower today. I'm on the screen. Gotta talk about some of the injury news that has come across the docket. Of course, we got to take a look at this this underdog ranking for the Chicago Bears. And ladies and gentlemen, quiet as it's kept, basketball is back. Oh, it starts tonight. Basketball season back, and in true Chicago Bulls fashion, we're starting the season with injuries. All that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily Morning Breeze Edition. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Big shout out to all you guys out there who rock with us every single morning at this time. Y'all already know what the process is.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. I can't hear JC. Can y'all hear him now? JC, give him a check.
Can't hear me?
No, I think I messed something up. I think I didn't have you turned on. Hopefully y'all can hear JC now. Jordan JC, the sultry sounds of Jordan JC, if you will. I don't like that. Started off here. JC has yesterday at the presser got an opportunity to get kind of an update from Ben Johnson. He didn't really give us a full-on update, but definitely something to truly keep an eye on here with the Chicago Bears team. As when asked about Tyrique Stevenson and Cole Kmet, he talked about how, listen, right now we don't know what they are, but feels like it could be a day-to-day, week-to-week situation. Those designations kind of terrify you because it means you're hoping that they're going to be healthy, but these injuries could be things that end up lasting and being a little bit lingering into the season. And right now with where you're at with the DB situation, more the DB than the tight end right now is kind of my concern. Mm-hmm. You lose Tyrique Stevenson, you're in a very, very different situation and conversation here as far as your DB depth. I mean, you're now rolling with Deshaun Wright, who, listen, Shawnee, another pick that he should have been able to take to the house. I ain't gonna lie to you, even though Brisk kind of
out of bounds. Yeah,
bro, Brisk ended up bumping him in the right direction. He was trying to like push him down. He ended up pushing him for like 20 more yards.
Yeah.
But just the conversation right now on, some of the concerns that the Bears do have at a position that we thought was probably their strongest coming into the season right now. Without Tyrique Stevenson, you're going to Sean Wright, you're rolling with Josh Blackwell. You've got a Kyler Gordon, who I don't really want to move him out of the slot. He's one of your best slot corners. Let him kind of remain that. Mm-hmm. And you're gonna have to figure out how to overcome yet again. I get it, it's next man up mentality, but next man up seems to be getting real thin at that position right now with Tyrique Stevenson banged up. How concerned are you going into this Ravens game?
I mean, you get concerned because if Lamar Jackson is expected to play, even though he didn't practice the other day, I do believe that he will be out there. That's just my own speculation. I'm not just saying that that's a
Give me the
report.
shot.
I, mean, I feel like you need as many of your DBs out there as possible with their core of weapons. But I mean, hey, the confidence that I have stems again from the coaching staff. You're talking about Al Harris, who has really coached up all of these guys, whether it's the best man on the team or the fifth string cornerback, like whatever the case may be, they have gone out and done their job. When you've seen Nick McLeod out there, he has kind of handled his own. When you've seen Nashawn Wright get a chance to step up and be the cornerback one or cornerback two at times, he has stepped up and he has had some flashes of consistent good play. Tyrique Stevenson, who I've had an issue with in the past. Now
a lot of Reek beef for you.
Yeah. Now I'm crying because he's not playing. Please come back to Reek, please. I would love for him to be here. So yes, there is a little bit of concern because your depth is getting a little thin there. But I mean, dare I say, I think that those that are going to play will step up. I think Nashawn has the ability to step up and do what he has to do. I think that the schemes, I think that the attention to detail for this overall defense and them helping each other out on their assignments is what's going to be most important to, making these guys look good no matter who's out there. Kyler Gordon being back is big. Because before you had him back, that's where I was really concerned when it was just Tyrique, Nick, and Nashawn out there. But Kyler Gordon being back and keeping him in slot, I do agree. You don't need to move him around. Keep him in slot and keep him attacking the quarterback. That's your game plan right there, is allow get some more pressure on Lamar Jackson, because Lamar Jackson could tear this game wide open.
This has been an interesting comment that people have been talking about right now with Tyrique banged up possibly. And of course, listen, Jalen Johnson is more than likely done for the season. By the way, hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Do we go out and trade for somebody? What was the name that dropped this? K Shade Smith 269. Nice. Said, do we trade for Snead if need be? I don't think trade is. Here's the thing. I don't think trade, no matter the name, right, is an option for you on the table right now because of what JC just brought up. You're not going to trade guys when you feel comfortable with how guys have played the system. And I've talked about this a couple of times. Al Harris said this to us a little while back when getting an opportunity to talk to him. He said this to me. I asked him, kind of about when you're going up against a guy like Justin Jefferson, when you're going up against a guy like, you've got some Jamar Chase on the roster, right? I think the litany of good wide receivers that we have to go up against. How do you prepare your team when hey, you may be without your best DB? And what he talked about was, if you play the system the right way, if you go out there and you do your job correctly, we're setting you up for success. And I think the interception numbers, the takeaway numbers kind of tell you that with where this team is at right now. The ball isn't just finding guys magically. Mm-hmm. They're watching things on tape in their preparation, and they're going through and saying, hey, if you do this, if you see this ball will be in your hand here. You need to grab that ball and be heading the other way. And we've seen that happen on a consistent basis. So I would say probably for a couple of weeks, and I know the trade deadline is closing in here pretty quickly, but I wouldn't be surprised if for a couple of weeks you did see Nashawn Wright as DB1, especially with some of the injuries that we see and kind of on the way. I mean, listen, when you get to the Bengals, it might just be ugly. You might just have to go bar for bar with Joe Flacco. It ain't even going to be Joe Burrow. You might just have to go bar for bar with Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Because here's who you going to trade for that's going to come in, that's going to learn the system, and is going to be able to guard Jamar Chase. You could be in the system all year and not be able to guard Jamar Chase. To me, I don't think trade is the answer for a fix for this team right now. I don't think that's going to be the key for the DB room right now. And the biggest focus for me is just get the next guys ready. It's probably going to be Josh Blackwell and/or Nick McLeod, who we have seen cover some of the best guys in this league, unfortunately, because of an injury that we've had before. So I think you're rolling with what you got in the building.
And for me, does that not show a sign of growth or show a sign of confidence in your own team? The fact that you're not immediately saying, "Oh, let's hurry up and just go outside of this, our organization and our building and find an answer to bring in," because essentially, maybe that it might even say you don't trust the guys that have to step up. That's what that could potentially be telling your players. But because you're standing pat, you're saying, "Oh no, we got this." That's where the confidence stems from. The coaching staff puts that into the players, and the players go out there and execute and do what they got to do when their name is called. And that's the beautiful thing is you've seen that time and time again. You've seen Josh Blackwell have an impact on the game where we won. You've seen Nashawn Wright get interceptions and almost take it back to the house.
Yeah.
You've seen Nick
Well,
McLeod
no,
make
he
a
did
few
take it
good
back to the
tackles.
house. Remember week 1, he took it back to the house.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Off of Justin Jefferson. You're
Yep.
absolutely right. I was thinking about this past game. But you've seen Nick McLeod make a few good quality tackles. Like there's times where you've seen individual players who are your second string or your third come in the game and say, "I got this." And that's what's beautiful is that we probably can stand pat and find a way to win. This team has gone on to find ways to win the last 4 weeks. And that's where I think you get the confidence from them saying, no, we're going to be fine. We don't need to necessarily find an answer outside the building.
Yeah, and so like I think when you look at the Tyrique situation, I hope that it's not in a week to week conversation. Same for the Cole Kmet conversation right now. And I'll be honest with you, it's all going to take time, right? It's not going to be on our timeline. It's not going to be when we think that it should be. But it is starting to get to the point where you're going, all right, when's the tight ends going to get involved in this game? This might be an opportunity now for Colston Loveland to get a little bit more looks. Not to say that the tight ends are getting a ton of looks anyway right now. And I would assume that's probably more for matchup reasons than anything. But if Cole Kmet is down, that puts Colston Loveland in there at tight end 1. Outside of some of the phantom pass interference calls that have really been interesting on him over the last couple of weeks, I think that this should be a moment where Colston is kind of looking at what Kyle Monangai just did and saying, okay, now it's my turn to get that opportunity, especially going up against a Ravens defense that is depleted. Like you're going to need your tight ends, I think, in this game. Roquan Smith might be back in this game. And I think even in that situation, right, that's where you want to have a good big body pass catching tight end to make sure that he's not trolling your quarterback all over the field. I mean, he's like, listen, I don't need Roquan anywhere near Caleb Williams. The Cole Kmet aspect of this, I think, is one where it creates an opportunity. And maybe it creates an opportunity that this Bears team kind of was creating itself with that conversation. Like, we haven't seen Cole Kmet be really involved in this offense at all through 7 weeks. Not to say that Colston Loveland has had a big role, but at least like we've seen those couple downfield shots, couple shots over the middle to Colston Loveland. I don't remember a Cole Kmet route this season. Like, I know he's ran a couple and he's got a couple passes, but like Cole Kmet has really been, hey, go out there and block, young man.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I remember a few times Cole Kmet was called upon and he dropped the football very easily when he could have had it. And so maybe there's that where they kind of diminished his role just a little bit when it comes to the timely catches. I have seen Colston. When you have seen Colston's number, it's when they need, that first down. I know the last game.
That's true Bears junkie.
What's that? They tried to get Cole.
They tried to get Cole involved. Remember, he got 9 targets. He did. He dropped 3.
Right. Exactly.
He caught 3 of them.
And he cost us some quality points probably, and that's what I was referring to. And so maybe there's that. But I mean, here's a chance for Colston Loveland to step up. And we talked about, was he the right pick out of the tight ends? Because Tyler Warren's over there in Indianapolis just cooking and doing his thing. And again, I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, it was a bad pick." You know how I looked when we drafted Loveland. But I love the pick because I think over time it will pay dividends. It's not one of those picks where you're immediately going to see all of the great production and the 1,000 yards receiving or the 800 yards receiving from him, but you're going to see little things like his blocking. You look back at some of the tape, his blocking against some of the heavier defenders and pass rushers that are coming after Caleb has been impressive. He pancaked somebody. I believe it was even Cam Jordan on the Saints. And that was impressive to me. I'm like, man, this dude's got some strength.
He was looking like a blindside. Where were you taking him, son? He needed to have a seat. Yeah, what part of the country y'all in right now?
That was hilarious. Like, yeah, he needed to go home. He was done. Pack it up. And so those things are impressive. You build off of that. And so when his name is called, when he does get those catches, like the one when it was, I believe, 3rd and 6 against the previous game before the against the Commanders.
Yeah,
you know, he completed that. He caught that ball to end the game out. There was a couple of passes he caught on the sideline to keep the chains moving. And so hopefully you can build off of that. And this is his time to do his thing. And like you said, kind of be that third guy out of the draft pick to have his game.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting one to see, you know, where Colston gets his opportunities at and if he takes advantage of them. Like that's the one thing that I asked Kyle Monunga about yesterday when we got a chance to talk to him. You know, I said, did you feel like you were kind of let off the leash? And he was like, I wouldn't say let off the leash. You know, I would say that I feel like I got, you know, I took advantage of my opportunities and I was able to get into more of a rhythm. So, you know, that I felt better in that aspect. But Kyle Monunga, every opportunity he's gotten this year, just about outside of that 8-yard run that went backwards. When he was just like, I'm not going down. Lost of 9. Like, you can't take me. Oh God,
the best worst run ever.
outside of that, you're really having conversations on this Bears team about a guy who has taken advantage of just about every single opportunity that he could, and usually was going for about 4.5 yards per game. He was ready. And then when they turned around and were like, we're going to give you this ball 13 times, he was like, bet. I'm ready to go. Colston, you got to do that. Look at what Kyle was able to do and say, I've gotten a couple opportunities here and there. And I think Colston has caught most of his opportunities, and some of them have been taken away from him. Like, I'm not even, you know, saying that Colston has struggled out here, but it's just like, this may be a game where you're in the 7 to 8 target range, and you make sure you bring that ball in.
Yeah.
You make sure, because I'll be honest with you, like you said, when Cole Kmet got his opportunities, he didn't take advantage of them. Right now on the season, Colston has a catch percentage of 61%, pretty good. He's been targeted 13 times. He's caught 8 for 78 yards. It's insane for a 10th overall pick, but hey, you know what I mean? It's insane for a 10th overall pick.
Yeah, man. Jesus.
But I think the big thing with all of that is, you know, like, if that upticks this week, you got how many targets you got? 4 targets last week, 3 receptions. If all of a sudden you're in the 8 to 9 range, you bring that ball in, it's your job.
Here's the reason why I'm not surprised at his overall output when it comes to receptions. Because we talked about the comfort zone, even this is going back to Caleb, and how many throws he usually has per game, right? And how Ben Johnson's offense is predicated off of the run, and how impressive that run, you know, game and run attack was this past couple of games. You probably only will get 4 to 5 maybe touches at best on average every single game when you're already behind a DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, a Luther Burden, and a Olamide Zaccheaus when it comes to getting touches. And so, and then also DeAndre Swift out of the backfield, you know, there's that as well. And so if Caleb is only going to throw 25 to 30 times, I don't expect Colston Loving to get 10 of those. You know, I don't expect Colston Loving to get half of those. But if you're talking about putting out more passes, and maybe there will be a game, maybe this is the game where Caleb throws for 35 to 40 times, maybe, I don't know. Then yeah, that's when you can expect or should expect Colston to have a little bit more of an output in this game. And so that's where I preach the balance, and the reality of the situation is that you still got people ahead of Colston. And so just because it doesn't look, again, like I said, like the Tyler Warrens, or it doesn't look as good for a 10th pick, I think he's still doing the things when his name is called that give you a little bit of faith for the future.
Yeah, and listen, I don't care who you draft. If Tyler Warren is exactly who he is right now, and he's got 13 targets on the season, he ain't exactly who he is right now. That's the bottom line. Like, we don't know what Coastal Loveland is.
Yeah.
Coastal Loveland may be a dog. Every time you put a ball in his hands, he's first down. Hey,
oh yeah,
I mean, like, hey, break it. Hey, I mean, every time he might be a dog. I can't tell that on 13 targets.
I get it. I just don't want people to get overwhelmed with that.
It's a. Here's what I'll say. I want Bears fans to really look at Kyle Monangai right now and see Ben's method. He's letting these guys learn it, letting these guys develop, and we just want to, hey, turn the fire hose on, drink all the water. He did that. He did that during training camp, did that during preseason. He said what? Yeah, we're going to dial it back. We're going to, you drank through the fire hose, now we're going to get you a garden hose. Fix your face. You dead. You know what I mean? Like
wipe yourself off.
Wipe yourself off. You did. Like, the dial back to me is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
When you see it work. The questions are valid. Why aren't we using them? Why aren't we doing it? Why? But we just saw it work. Kyle Monangai was called on for 13 carries. He looked like one of the best running backs that we've had in this room in a long time. Along with DeAndre Swift having his best day. When Luther Burden has been called on and needed, he's stepped up. And he's getting more and more every opportunity, every week. When Colston Loveland, I mean, it literally every week, one reception, 2 receptions, 3 receptions, 4 receptions. It's ticking up at Ben Johnson's pace. He's putting them in the position when he feels like they're ready because he's seeing them week in and week out. I get it. You draft a player 10th overall, you want to see him thrown out there and be able to go out there and ball. I agree. I don't think it should be the learning process, but you also have the advantage of Cole Kmet is here. That's a veteran tight end. You also have the advantage of with Luther Burden, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze here. Those are veteran wide receivers. Ozzie Trapillo, why aren't we using him? I'm here with you.
Darnell Wright said, give me my job back.
On that right side.
Yeah, he said, I want my job back.
Darnell Wright was like, might lose my job. Let me start clearing the world out on the right side. Nothing over here exists. So I just think we have to, as Bears fans, like, that's the part of trusting the process that probably won't make sense to us right away. Because I would say, right, if you're going to draft somebody at the 10th overall pick, draft them at a position you need. That you don't have a veteran ahead, that you can throw them on the field right away. But that's not how they're going with their philosophy. And right now, the philosophy has them sitting at 4-2. Right now, the philosophy has Bears fans should be feeling good. And it's got a lot of players developing.
Yeah.
You can't say the philosophy is wrong. By the way, Jordan JC, I don't know if you know this, but we are over 100 in the shirt. Over 200 in the shirt. 200.
Let's go. Good morning.
219 in the building. 38 likes on the video, though.
Get up. Come
Let's
on.
get up over 100 likes, bro. Hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up. I be realizing this is becoming a streaming service now, kind of like a Twitch, if you will. So Muggs be hitting the heart button. Hit that thumbs up for you, boy. Give me a
hype us up.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Hype us up.
I love doing it every time.
I said, JC, you stop that. I got to get that on the soundboard. You didn't say the magic word. Please. I hate this hacker crap. Hey, listen.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Blaze the Nugs was in here last night for that game, huh? He said, Pat ripping cheeks after that chili. Listen, this...
Bro, you said that was gassy down there.
Hey, there's a fumigation happening right now.
Cornbread and chili.
I'm glad this ain't them scratch and sniff podcast or movies like back in the day. Remember the Rugrats back in the day, the scratch and sniff. You go watch the movie and be like, you see a logo pop up, you scratch that part off, and you smell it. Oh, it smells like berries. That was the dumbest gimmick ever. Boy, it'll be rough right now, boy. The Scratch and Sniff podcast.
Oh, nice and rampant up in that boy. Good.
Got the Febreze right here, baby. Keeping it.
Oh, nice and
You
breezy.
got to give it a little.
Oh, you got the big spray. Okay, all right. A little mist. What flavor is that? Is that laundry? Is that mist?
That is a pet outdoor fighter. I got dogs, so you know what I mean.
All right.
I got dogs.
All right.
I light this candle, but I'm scared. You know what I mean?
Okay. That's hilarious.
Open flames are a dangerous game right now.
Oh boy, here we go.
Hey man, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Show love as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We're gonna take a quick break. Listen into a word from our sponsor. When we come back on the other side of this thing, man, I do want to talk about, should the Chicago Bears be underdog going into this Ravens game? We got to talk about a Ravens injury update as well that we've kind of touched on a little bit here. But the Bears team right now, it doesn't feel like should be the underdogs going into this. I know there's a lot of conversation around Baltimore, and Vegas usually isn't too far off, which is a little concerning. But we'll talk about all that more coming up next. But first, let's listen into a word from our sponsors over at Aura.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Breeze Nation, what is good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Ladies and gentlemen, we got merch. That's right. New website, new merch, all out. We've been telling you guys to pull up on us. Now you can at twcbreeze.com, where you can find out all of the latest stuff going on. What all can they find there, Super Producer?
Listen, you can join the nation, sign up to our mailing list, and be up to date for events and news. You can also visit the shop page and order merch, because we have t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got mugs, we got hats, we got all kind of stuff. So, hey, we appreciate you being tuned in with us. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on all our socials. Check us out at twcbreeze.com.
He's way too excited.
I am.
Welcome back. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. A lot to still get into on today's episode, man. I got to talk about this upcoming Ravens game. Also, take a look at Bulls starting yet another season with players just
ouchie,
always banged up, baby. Nothing like being a Chicago sports fan. Only the Bulls. Gonna have Kobe out 2 weeks. Only the Bulls. Everybody's dead. Only the Bulls.
Never fails. That should be their theme song.
Jeff Tanaka's gonna kill him. Only the Bulls. Oh, Jeff Tanaka. We are so glad you're not here. Shout out to you guys for tuning in and showing love, man. Got a super chat while we were on the commercial break. Said, this from Patty Jackson. Patty! Said, if we can keep D. Henry in check, we might have an improved run defense opinions. Listen, that's going to be a big part of this game. If Lamar Jackson is ready to go, which it doesn't seem like he was ready to go yesterday. He was not out there at practice. Now, I don't know how their practice is. That might have been an estimation. Y'all know how the Bears, right? The first practice of the week is always an estimation. Oh, if we had practice today, this guy wouldn't exist. Like, yeah, I mean, like, and then the next day it's like full practice. Oh, okay. So I don't know if that was kind of that situation, maybe a little gamesmanship, trying to keep the Bears off of their toes and stuff like that. But listen, I think no matter what, they want to get Derrick Henry going. They know that the Bears over the course of the season have not been great against the run. And I think that that's a very valid point. And it begs the question right now with how Derrick Henry has run the football, with Lamar Jackson banged up, with everybody on this defense essentially not existing. Should the Chicago Bears be underdogs going into this game, Jordan JC? It's 6.5-point underdog is where the Bears opened up at here. And I'll be honest with you, when I look at it, even if Lamar comes back, and Lamar coming back is massive, there's still a lot of holes on this team. Does that mean Vegas just is not believing in this Bears 4-2, or they believe that the Baltimore Ravens are better than 1-5?
That's a good question. I think it's a combination of both. I think that, even though us as Bears fans feel like we have turned the corner and our version of 4-2 this year is better than the 4-2 version we had last year because of the coaching staff and just the maturation and evolving of the players, I think there's still a lot of people outside of Chicago that feel like there's more to prove. And then also on the flip side, you have a Ravens team that is surprisingly 1-5, and everybody knows that they're better than that. Even I do. I'm sure you do. Like, we all know that the Ravens
they're exactly who they are.
We are who we thought we were, right? We're 1-5.
And we let them off the hook.
And hopefully the Bears don't.
Took the field.
That could be a game changer for them. That could actually turn their season around. But I think that the Ravens, their reputation, I think, is what is making this an underdog for the Bears. Like, they've always, for the last however many years now, have been considered a playoff and Super Bowl contender. Now, have they done that? Have they gotten close to that? No, they seemingly never do well in the playoffs. Lamar hasn't gotten over that hump yet, but they're still considered to be one of the better teams every season. And so, despite the record, I think a lot of people, including, a lot of local media, feel like, hey, this is going to be a tougher challenge than you think, just because you got a lot of the defense hurt. Your Matabikes are out. If Roquan Smith comes back, if Lamar plays any sort of semblance of who he truly is, and then Derrick Henry is kind of running over you, then this could be a long day. This could be a long game. And so there's chances for this Baltimore team to still kind of right the ship. You just hope that the Bears aren't the game where they get right.
And I think that's the thing that a lot of people are going with here. It feels like the assumption is that the Bears are the get-right team that they have been in the past. Listen, they were the get-right team for Ashton Jeanty a couple of weeks ago. They were the get-right team for, the Detroit Lions in week 2. I mean, it was to the Packers. Well, here we go.
Yeah.
They have been that get-right team. And I get it. It's going to be – we're going to be in Baltimore. You're going to have a Baltimore team that is back against the wall, that is very desperate. But I think it discounts what we've seen from the Bears. The belief right now, I think this is in Chicago, outside of Chicago, everywhere. And I think this is the one part that I can buy into that maybe a lot of Bears fans aren't thinking about and remember. The belief right now is that the turnovers can't sustain. That this is probably the game where the turnovers won't sustain. And that Caleb Williams is not going to be able to carry you offensively because of him having a struggling week last week. I feel like the turnovers is the thing that I can guarantee right now will sustain because of how this team is being coached. I remember every year, Muzz used to be like, oh, the Lance Briggs and Brian Urlacher and Peanut Tipper, they can't force that many turnovers again. It's not plausible. Defenses don't do that every year. Every year, they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, they took the football away. Scored touchdowns off turnovers. Every year. Devin, you can't count on Devin Hester to always be that guy. He's in the Hall of Fame because he could be that guy. Like, those were the conversations around. I feel like those are the conversations around great defense. And I'm not going to say we're great yet, but you're trending in a really, really great direction. And it's not because you have the most talented players. Tyrique Stevenson isn't a top 20 DB in the NFL right now. Tyrique is probably outside of that. Deshaun Wright certainly isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Your defensive line is not played at a level where you're a top 5 defensive line in football. But your system and your preparation have put you in this position. Why would that change this week versus the Ravens? Now to the Caleb Williams aspect of it. Caleb had a down game. I think that we look at things based on what the final numbers are and not how the game went sometimes. I think Caleb had a great second half versus Washington. You had a touchdown taken off of the board for you. He led you on four scoring drives in that second half versus Washington. Mm-hmm. 2 for touchdowns, 2 for field goals. I want to see 7 over 3. Mm-hmm. You got to be better in that aspect, 110%. But I think people lock in on, well, these were his total numbers, and so that's how the game went. It's not. We watched it. We all complained about it together. And then we get to the next week. Last week was bad. It was a bad week. I don't think that means it's the end of the world. If last week was the end of the world for Caleb Williams, that means that Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are done, because he was horrible last night. Sailing passes.
Man, that was surprising.
I mean, running around.
Didn't expect
throwing the ball to heaven.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
somebody catch it.
Hey, Jesus gave him a good shot. You know what I mean? Like
good goal. Yeah.
Like, you threw it over my head. Alan, shout out to Alan. I was gonna act like I didn't hear them birds. The birds are back.
Oh, you hear the birds still
chirping?
I closed the window and everything.
God, we hear those birds.
Now they want to yap. Whatever. That doesn't matter. But you know what? One of the things that I think, again, you can.
He's still got his trap in here.
I haven't messed with those birds. And
Tweety was the same.
No. You shut it. I think that the confidence again, and you mentioned it, and this is becoming repetitive. But I mean, it still stands true. The coaching staff is why you have confidence going into a game where, when we looked at the schedule in the beginning of the season, we said this was one of the games that were going to be tougher, to win. It was this game. It was the Philly game. I believe another game as well, maybe San Fran, I believe. But and then of course your division rivals. But my thing is, now that they're a little bit more depleted, you're still doing the things that like you mentioned, that are going to at least keep you in the game. The takeaways are very, very important. That's something that I think will continue. Al Harris is out here, guesstimating 3 a game, and let's go for 4 more again this week.
Hey, bro,
let's go for 4 more. The birds are back.
The birds are back in town. They should be heading south for the winter.
Yeah, I was about to say, those guys, they trying to come in here to keep warm. I don't allow no birds inside my apartment. But no, that's the thing, is that I think you can gain confidence from that. And then also, if you're talking about the rushing attack from Derrick Henry, how you can kind of maybe like match band for band with that is continue with what you've been doing the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Your rushing attack. Let that speak volumes as well. So if Caleb doesn't necessarily have a good game, you can still lean on that. That's where I gain confidence. And also, you mentioned the defensive line. I think the last 2 weeks, the pressure has been much, much better.
Pressure's been better, yeah.
They've gotten on. You've seen, we've criticized Montez Sweat a lot over the past couple of years, and rightfully so. Last couple of weeks, he's done some things that have finally allowed us to say, oh, he had an impact on the game. The strip sack, I believe he had 1.5 this past game. I believe he also impacted the game the week before with a couple of pass breakups as well. So that's my thing, is that as we go along with this, you're starting to see improvement from the different phases of the team that can give you confidence that maybe we can overcome a team like Baltimore, despite them being a little depleted, being a little hurt, a little injured. We can still go into Baltimore and get a dub.
And I think here's the thing, like I keep talking about this with the defensive line. And I see the comment here from 666. That name's actually pretty hard. I got it spelled out. Said, let's help the Raiders by giving them all the picks for Crosby. Listen, if we can get Max Crosby, go get him. That's bottom line.
When's the trade deadline again?
It is very soon here. I don't think we're going to be very active this trade deadline.
One can dream.
We can dream, and we'll talk about all of it ad nauseum, but I don't think we're going to be very active this year. But I think I'll say this, like when it comes to the run game, it is November 4th, so a little over 2 weeks away.
Right.
Every time, literally 2 weeks away from today, every time we talk about and have been seeing the run stops coming this year, at least I shouldn't say this year, the last couple of weeks, I implore y'all to go back and watch that the actual game, not the game tape because it's the all 22, but like the actual game, just for this one view. Every time they show that running back angle where it's like behind the running back, and you see the gap, it's like, oh, he's the B gap. I got an opportunity here. What number slide right into that spot? 98. Almost. I had to see it 5-6 times. Just like, hey, where you think you're going? I mean, just sliding in. I mean, and he's been tremendous in helping you stop the run these last couple of weeks. He's been a big part of the Bears being able to stop the run. Do I want to see more in the pass pro? Listen, I want to see more sacks. I want to see you. And I said this on After the Whistle. I'll say it here as well. Like, there's a big difference in catching a dude that can run a 4.44. Lamar dang near is closer to a 4.3 than a 4.4.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Than catching Spencer Rattler. Like Spencer Rattler runs a 4.95. Like, he's a little elusive, but he's very catchable.
They did put some pressure on Jaden Daniels. Jaden is a little quicker,
and Jaden hit him with a little whoop whoop and got away.
He did a few times. You're right.
And so I just like, those are the things where it's going to be a little different this week than what you had last week, depending on if Lamar plays or not. But the one thing that continues to stand out to me is that this progression that the Bears have been on is because of being in the right spot, being prepared, having that coaching that we talked about all offseason. I just don't see a world where that just goes away.
Just falls off completely.
I don't like, you can't praise the coaching staff and then think that they're not going to have the team prepared for this game. You can't praise the coaching staff. You had your team ready to go in there and beat Washington. You had your team ready to handle bit. You beat the Saints by double digits. I don't care what you say. I get it. The Saints are not a good football team. Beating a football team by double digits is not easy. All the praise that everybody want to give Drake May and that Patriots team for beating them by 3 because he put up 3 touchdowns. They beat the Saints by 3. The Bears beat them by double digits. Again, it's the Saints. You should beat them. But to me, I can't sit here and go, had them prepared there. They're going to clap you. I don't think the Bears should be the underdog in this game, if I'm being honest.
Well, we'll see. I think that, that just gives
this
more
big of an underdog, I should say. 3-point dog is basically you're winning. You're 3-point dog because they're at home. Yeah.
This should just, again, put more fuel to the fire for the Bears. And, Ben Johnson probably sees this and says, okay, let's go to work.
Yeah.
The mad scientist is in his lab right now. He's getting everything prepared. And he's giving the Birdman hands. He sees what's going on. So,
Birdman hands, is he?
Birdman, yeah, that's right.
Birdman.
I ain't gonna say it no more. That's
is you finished or is you done?
Is you finished or you done? That's what he's gonna say to the Ravens, and then he's gonna say, no.
Better get better. Better get better.
It'll be a weekly recital, man. So
4 in a row, baby.
Hey, and like Dennis said, we're not done yet. So we're going for that 5th, and I have all the confidence in the world that this team has a good chance of really pulling that out. So we'll see.
We'll see what ends up happening, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. 260 in the building, 84 likes on the video, man. Let's get up over 100 likes. Let's finish it out with this. Jordan JC. Basketball season is back, ladies and gentlemen. The Chicago Bulls are going to take the floor here tomorrow night, and it's going to be without Kobe White.
Yeah.
2 weeks, still dealing with a hamstring injury. That's the latest update on Kobe. The concern with that, and you're going to see this in a lot of sports right now, those hamstrings have turned into Achilles for Jason Tatum, have turned into Achilles for Tyrese Halliburton, have turned into like the litany, Kevin Durant back in the day, like that. The hamstring has become that, and so you're going to continue to be very cautious with hamstrings, and I think you'll see a lot of teams doing that moving forward. Here is the conversation that I think you have to have right now, though, Jordan JC. This is going to be an opportunity for Matas Buzelis to possibly stamp his name as the guy on this team. And I know it's early in the season. I know it's the beginning of the season, but JC, I think it's an opportunity he can't miss. 2 weeks where it's Josh Giddey, where it's Matas Buzelis. Of course, you're going to have Vooch and all those guys out there. Let's see who you are. Because this is the moment where stars step up. I don't know. I've said I believe this is going to be a big season for Matas. I think that this is going to be a massive season for the future of the Bulls. I'm going to be watching him very closely these first couple of weeks because he's made some interesting strides this offseason. He's been incredibly efficient in preseason. I'm sure a lot of you guys weren't watching. And I'll be honest with you, like, this young man looks like he's got that next step in him, i.e. Jimmy Butler that year where he started to take off.
No, it looks impressive. I am beyond excited for what Matas can do going into his second season. Just still a very, very young player who has so much time to put a lot of his game together. But I mean, if you're talking about the work ethic and everything that he's done over the offseason, you've seen it in some of the all access videos that the Bulls have put out where he's even said, man, he's addicted to basketball. You love to hear that. I can't do it. There's nothing else that he wants to do in life. And that's fine. Go out there and be the greatest. Like, what are you playing for? He's even mentioned that, if you're not playing to be the greatest, what are you playing for? And so you love those. That kind of echoes just a little bit of a Derrick Rose type vibe where it's like, why not? Why can't I be the MVP? Why can't I, do something? I'm not saying he's on Derrick Rose's level of
sounds like that's what you're saying. I don't like it.
Maybe I am saying it. You know what I'm
saying? Put that pressure on this
Don't you put that ceiling on Matas. Matas would knock right through that ceiling. But I credit it to, like you mentioned, the Jimmy Butler type of player where you think that, okay, he comes into the league and he's known for his defense and that's about it. But then year after year after year, and the things that he saw while he was on the bench with the Bulls continue to help him to put his game together and to put in the work. Work ethic is one of the best that you've seen when it comes to Jimmy Butler. And it's the same that I can say of Matas is he's putting in that work. That's what separates talented players from those who actually get the most out of their talent, I should say, like reach their potential. Like you have some really awesome players that look like they should be averaging 25 and 8 and 8 and whatever, but they never do because they're just kind of ho-humming it. Work is what separates you from your peers. And I think Matas is going to separate himself from the pack because of that, not just because he can jump high for a guy's size or he can, do some amazing things and he can shoot a little bit. No, he's continuing to perfect his craft. His shooting has gotten way better. We thought that was an issue coming from the G League Ignite where it was like, can he even shoot close to 38, 40%? He looks like he's going to be a good shooter. Looks like he's going to be consistent in that department. And so there's a lot of excitement behind Matas.
Good enough for it to be a threat at a minimum.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is, maybe I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but how I read this is Lidl68, which if it is Lidl, that's hilarious. Yeah, little SpongeBob reference. Lidl.
Okay, all right.
But he said, what channel can you find the Bulls on this season? They are still on CHSN, but if you're not willing to give your money to Jerry Reinsdorf, you want to give it to a good cause, I will be live calling every single Bulls game, just about. I'm sure there will be a Bulls game where like a child will fall off a table. Like this life is going to happen. But if y'all want to tap in, join up on the Breeze Superfans, becoming a member of the channel here, and you can get access to those live calls again because of how legalities, pets at ESPN. Yay, I couldn't do it anymore. So all that stuff. Or sign up on the Patreon. You can tap in with us over there as well. Or if you want to, we are live on playback.tv also, where you actually can watch the game right along with us over there. So tap in with any of those options and you can actually get some Chicago Bulls access this season. I'll say this to your point, Jordan JC, that and then we got to get up out of here. But to your point on, Modest being able to go out there, show what he can do, and having that confidence and putting that work in. He has put a ton of work in this offseason. If we were talking about, watching the streamers and stuff like that. Him and Io were streaming pretty much from inside of an apartment because they were staying in Chicago because they were in the practice facility, right?
Yep.
Right now, where this team is at, they're begging for somebody to step up and be a star. I think you've got a perfect team for a star.
To come
when
here.
You talk about a starting point guard, got that. Josh Giddey, he's going to facilitate the ball. He's going to give you a little bit of scoring. We talk about a shooting guard. Hey, got that. You got Ayo Dosunmu, who can pretty much be the any man that you need. He probably ends up starting in the lineup this season, I would assume, while Kobe is out. You need a center. Maybe that's where you're a little bit struggling right now. Zach Collins ended up having surgery, so there's that news. He's going to be out for about 4 weeks, and he'll be reevaluated.
Yeah.
Sticks is not that good, and
man, I really had higher hopes for him. But
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the knees. He's always icing those knees, no matter what. And Nikola Vucevic, I would assume it comes back at some point, but he's not going to be a great center for you. But I mean, solid enough. You know what I mean? He's going to fill the role. Backup point guard, Trey Jones, got that. Backup shooting guard, got Kevin Huerter out there if you want to throw him out there. Defense, you got Isaac Okoro, right? Patrick Williams, he exists. Like that, you have all of these names that are good role players.
Yeah.
And they just need a star to be plopped in the middle of them. That, to me, is a perfect opportunity for Modest Buzelis to, if you want to take the bull, for lack of a better term, bull by the horns, this first 2 weeks is your time to do it. Teams change very, very quickly, especially when somebody starts stepping up in a way that the league didn't expect. Remember, Derrick Rose came off the bench for 20 games, something like that, to start his career. And then immediately, I don't even know if it was 20. It might have been 15. But after they watched him a few times, they were like, put that boy in the starting lineup. Let's start playing around. Like, he's destroying people. Go out there and change minds. Go out there and change narratives. That's what I want to see this Bulls team do this year. That's what I want to see Modest do. And I think we go as far as he leads us. But hey, let us know how you guys feel in the comments below. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Again, if you want to tap in with the Chicago Bulls, tap in with us, support us. You can sign up with the Breeze Superfans, become a member of the channel, or you can sign up over on the Patreon side as well, and you can tap in with all the Bulls content this year. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. For Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down. One love. See red.
Oh, yeah.
Go White Sox. Oh, yeah. A little Dodger.
Yeah.
We gotta do a little Dodger
That's right.
versus who won? Jays, Blue Jays in the World
The Blue
Series.
Jays won? The Mariners
Yeah.
didn't pull it out? That's
Wake up,
gotta
JC.
be a blowout. No, I really didn't know what happened in Game 7. That's a blowout. Dodgers all the way.
That's what I hope.
I'm wearing this because the Milwaukee Brewers
Oh.
want to put flags and L's on your celebration. You got blown out.
Yeah, they did.
That's right. Shout
That's
out
what
to
you guys
Shohei
did.
Ohtani. We came back and almost beat you guys. You shut up. That's right. Yeah, I mean, what do you got to say?
But did you win? But did you win?
No.
By the way, what's the you guys? I'm rooting for the Dodgers. I've been rooting for the Dodgers so play.
Get out of here. You was rooting for the Brewers at first.
Oh, I was rooting for the Padres too. I'm rooting for anybody to beat the Cubs.
Your allegiances are just all over the place. Come back, Pat.
No, I think my allegiances are pretty obvious. Anybody to beat the Cubs and the Dodgers.
Whatever, man. I'm out of here.
Fly them in.
Sick.